The motion carries.
Thank you. Item number 4, please.
Committee reports.
Councilors, are there any committee reports today? If not, item number 5.
Madam Chair,
Yes,
Madam
sir.
Chair.
Yes, sir.
May I make a report regarding insurance? You know, we all know that this is time of the year that we're looking at employee insurance benefits. Been working with Mr. Petway, and he's been gathering information from different carriers in order to make presentation to us. Many of those carriers have been kind of slack in providing information due to the pandemic and just shortness of help. But he is on the planning agenda for next week to make a, well, no. Yeah, planning agenda next week to make presentation. But what I would like to ask, Madam Chair, and this council is that we allow Mr. Petway to be first on the agenda and have a called meeting at 10 o'clock so that he can make his presentation and so that we can go on and, accept his recommendation or whatever we're going to do and have the resolution available. And the reason that we're asking that, Mr. Petway is concerned that the length of time to get new cards and so forth by October 1 might be pressing it. And so if we could move this up a week, that would be helpful. And then everybody would receive his recommendation and information in their packs this coming Friday. And we'll have an opportunity over the weekend to gather any questions that we might have when he makes his presentation on Tuesday. So what I'm asking, Madam Chair, in this body is that we have a special call meeting at 10 o'clock so that we can bring closure to this matter and move forward. Thank you.
Chair.
Madam Chair.
Ma-
Oh, go ahead. I'll yield to Council Matthews.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to get the gist of when did the committee meet and get a handle on this? That was because I didn't know that it was a committee meeting. Not that I'm a part of it, but to do that, would the committee meet after the meeting on Tuesday, which is a planning session, if I'm not mistaken? And are you requesting or suggesting that we have a meeting prior to the planning session? I'm just trying to get some understanding and clarity.
Let me see if I can clarify. There has not been any information that Mr. Petway has been able to gather to even present to a committee, okay?
Uh-huh.
So what the idea is that he will be prepared Tuesday to have all the documentation and will have it ready by Thursday to go into the packets on Friday. And then have a special call meeting on Tuesday to discuss it. And it's like a committee of the whole discussing and making a decision in terms of which direction we want to go with insurance. So that's basically it. Does that clarify with you?
Yeah, that clarifies. So what you are suggesting that we have, the latter of my statement, are you suggesting that we have a meeting prior to planning session on next Tuesday?
Yeah, have a special call meeting at 10 o'clock where Mr. Petway can make his presentation, his recommendation. We as the body can ask any questions and get any clarity that we need. Yeah, so have it prior to rather than doing it on the back end, having Mr. Petway to wait around and know not what time we might get to him, but to have him right up front and going to get the issue settled in a committee of the whole and a special call meeting.
Okay, you answered my question. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you, Counselor Alexander.
So we're not gonna do an insurance committee meeting. So what's the purpose of having an insurance committee if this don't go by the insurance committee and then be presented back to the body? That was my question.
Okay, and as I mentioned, Mr. Petway has had some issues getting information from the insurance carriers. So there has not been anything to present to an insurance committee. There's not been anything to present to the insurance committee. So that's why there has not been an insurance committee meeting.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Any other counselor? Thank you, Counselor Marshall. Your recommendation will be considered along with another
Madam Chair.
recommendation. Yes, sir.
Just to follow up
Yes, sir.
on, I guess what both Councilor Marshall and Alexander said, even after the meeting Tuesday, there are some concerns. It could be referred to the committee and for a recommendation back to the council if there's some concerns. Wouldn't you all agree to that if there's some hiccups or something?
If you had let me complete, if I could have completed my statement, that would have been a portion of what I was going to say.
Well, I'm just asking. Yes.
Yes, sir. If it is referred back to, if there are some questions that cannot be answered at that time and it's referred back to the committee, then we would have to take it up on that second meeting, which will be the second meeting of the month.
Madam Chair.
Yes, sir.
I would hope that Mr. Petway would be able to answer any questions or concerns that we have. This is a critical issue, not his fault or anyone's fault.
Yes, sir, Councilor Matthew, Councilor Marshall.
Councilor
Matthew, Councilor Marshall is talking. Councilor Matthew, do you hear us? Councilor Marshall is explaining his stand. Do you hear us, Councilor Matthew?
Yeah, I do now. I'm having a problem with my screen. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
Go ahead, Councilor.
No, I was saying that I'm hopeful that Mr. Petway will be able to answer any questions and concerns that anybody might have. And, so perhaps we can go on and vote on the issue. Like I say, time is of the essence. It's nobody's fault, but it's just been a matter of his inability to get the responses that he's needed from the insurance carriers, because through the pandemic, they've been short of people too. So we're trying to expedite this to make sure that employees are not impacted in a negative way, that employees will have their new insurance cards by October 1st. That is the date that any new plan that we adopt would go into place.
Madam Chair.
Yes, sir, Councilor.
Alexander, this is my second time talking per Robert's rule, and I do want to say this. Time is always of the essence when it's beneficial for other council people. Mr. Petway knew that this would be coming up, rather if the insurance carrier was working from home or short or not. He knew this was coming up. So now it's a time of the essence thing. we need to look at these documents, because I've had frustrated employees come talk to me about the insurance plans and everything and the deductibles and going up on the rate. So I think this is something that we just need to listen to. We don't need to rush into, and we need to hear the employees out as well on this one, because everything is always of the essence. Time is of the essence. It's always something thrown in front of us to sign and we know nothing about. But Mr. Petway, being an insurance agent, he knew this was coming up a whole year ago. So he should have been working on this proposal a whole year ago.
Counselor Alexander, thank you, Counselor.
Madam
Alexander.
Chair, Madam
Thank you.
Chair.
One moment. Thank you, Counselor Alexander. And we're going to close this out. I would say that I think it was said that we would get the paperwork. Is that Thursday? We'll have the paperwork.
Should be in the pack by Friday.
It'll be in the pack, but I would ask when we get that paperwork in on Thursday, I would ask that Ms. Coleman just go ahead and email it out to each of us so that we'll go ahead and have it in our packs, written as well as on our devices. So I would say this to each and every counselor: let your vote be your voice. And we will discuss this on next week. Thank you so much.
Madam Chair,
5.
Madam Chair, may I make one statement?
Counselor Marshall, you have spoken twice. You have spoken twice. And we're going to just take this up next week. Yes, sir, you've spoken twice.
May I ask for a point of personal privilege? May I ask for a point of personal privilege?
You're asking me for a point of personal privilege?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Counselor Marshall.
Madam Chair, it is not a full year that Mr. Petway works on insurance stuff. Those of us who've been around and worked on the insurance committee knows that there's a certain timeline when insurance companies start preparing and disseminating information that helps clients to make decisions. So it's not like a whole year that he has had or any insurance consultant has in terms of putting together proposals. And so again, I would like to urge this this body to schedule a special call meeting, 10 o'clock Tuesday, and immediately let Mr. Petway go through the presentation, and you would have had a couple of days to look at it and come with any questions that you have. And I'm sure that Mr. Petway can answer any questions that we may have. And then if we're satisfied, then go on and either vote in one direction or another. That is what I'm asking that we do, Madam President. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor Marshall. As I stated again, we'll take this up on next week's planning session. If there are any questions and or concerns that is not and has not been addressed, please, we'll take them up and we'll take them up in planning session. And if we don't get to an agreement in planning session, we'll go to the second meeting in September.
Madam President,
Item number 5.
Madam President, you're still not answering the question as to why we cannot have a special call meeting at 10.
Counselor Marshall, I did not say we could not have, Counselor Marshall, I did not say we could not have a call meeting. I said these words, if, and that's a crucial word there, if there are no, it is not clear with the counselors and they have other questions and or concerns that are not and cannot be addressed in the special, let me just say this, in the special call meeting, we'll just carry over to the second meeting. Let me say it like that.
I understand it. That's clearer. That's clearer. All
right.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's the way I should have said it. Thank you. Item number 5.
Presentations, awards, announcements, and recognitions.
Counselors, do you have any of those Those three: presentations, award announcements, and or recognitions. If not, Mayor Gully, are you
Madam
on the
Chair,
line?
Madam Chair.
Yes, ma'am, Councilman Alexander.
I do, it's not a presentation award, but it is, it's not a recognition, but I do want to say for the last 3 years, you know, the council body and the citizens know that I've been in a court battle with the former council Chester Porter. We did get the verdict on Friday, and I am to retain this council seat. I did win my verdict, and I'm ready to continue to work for the citizens of Bessemer.
Thank you so much, Councilor Alexander. Any other councilor?
Madam Chair.
Yes, ma'am, Councilor Crusoe. How are you this morning?
I'm doing well. Good morning, everyone. I wanted to bring to the citizens of Bessemer's attention, for those who have not heard, last week or a little before, we had a Bessemer native, Mr. Stanley Jones, that was inducted into this Negroes museum. I can't really remember the name of the museum right off, but I think it was very honorable, and we want to thank Commissioner Tyson and everybody who had hands into bringing this into to fruition. And yeah, it was just amazing to find out more of the city of Bessemer's history. It's sad that we happen to have other municipalities to acknowledge and recognize the jewels that, which we have or that has come out of the city of Bessemer. I would love to even see some of these people being recognized in some of our historical sites here within the city of Bessemer. But again, kudos to Stanley Jones's family, for continuing to put the city of Bessemer on the map. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Crusoe. As you brought that up, I've been reading. I did not know that Mr. Jones was a native here of Bessemer, right out of Pipe Shop, right here out of District 2 of 7th Avenue, and that Mr. Jones had attributed so much to African American baseball. We didn't know that until we got there to hear the history from his son and others there at the African American museum, baseball museum. Bessemer, as I continue to say, Bessemer is a great city. Bessemer has so much rich history here in its city. And thank you, Commissioner Tyson, who has been working on this for 2 years, trying to get this to come to fruition. And when it did, it brought tears to your eyes to see your senior African-American baseball players stand there, stating that I had to go through the back fence to get to the field to play. It really brought chills to your body. But thank you again to Commissioner Tyson and this great city of Bessemer for having Stanley Jones. We will look into this more with Mr. Stanley Jones. Thank you, Councilor Crusoe. Mayor Gully, are you on the line?
Madam Chair.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was waiting.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Yes, sir.
Well, I was waiting. I didn't say anything. I was just waiting to the council members.
Okay, all right.
And anyway, in the city of Bessemer's defense, not knowing about Stanley Jones, been knowing his son for over, I'm tell my age in a minute, over 50 years, didn't even know it. So, hopefully in the future there can be some recognition, because he played under the ball diamond where U.S. Pipe plant is, over behind there. So the old ball diamond in the pipe shop quarters was really, really significant back in that day. It's very very historical. So I like to just say, you know, it was a good tribute in doing that. And I'll say the rest of, we need to go on. I'll say my rest of my comments for later. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Mayor Gully, are you on the line? Mayor Gully? Okay, item number 6, please.
Item 6, update on Facebook Live.
Mayor Gully, Mr. Singleton, are you on the line? Mayor
Yes,
Gully
ma'am.
and or Mr. Rick Singleton, are you on the line?
Yes, ma'am. I'm on the line.
Mr. Singleton, how are you this morning?
I'm doing just fine. And yourself?
Good, thank you. Can you give us an update on Facebook Live?
Yes, ma'am. I believe we left it off with the city attorney, and I pass it on to city attorney. I believe he was reviewing the documents, and can I just pass it along to the city attorney to talk further on that?
Yes, sir, you can. Attorney Payton, are you on the line?
Madam President.
Good morning, Mayor Gully. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning to you and the entire council. I apologize and stuff for that. I can hear you very clearly, but I couldn't unmute myself. So I will, I guess, allow Attorney Payton to speak and stuff to Facebook Live, but I did have an item that I under presentations and awards that I really wanted this up to make you all aware of. Thank you.
Okay, we'll go back to that, Mayor Gully, but if Attorney Payton can speak right now, then we'll go back to that presentations, awards, and announcements. Attorney Payton.
Yes, ma'am. So, and I don't know, this is so much Facebook Live as it is purchasing equipment so that you can broadcast live from the chambers is what I was presented with. 3 separate items for equipment. And Rick, you're going to have to help me with this, but there was one that was the group that was Jefferson County used. And as I recall, it was like $78,000 was the amount on it. That one, we could purchase through one of these state of Alabama approved cooperatives. So you could actually use that cooperative and purchase that. I think the item, the next one was around $26,000 or $28,000. And I believe that was the one that the mayor, Mr. Singleton, liked the best. And it was $26,000, $28,000, like I said, but it was not, you cannot purchase it through a state cooperative. So you would have to go through the bid law to and do an RFP to be able to purchase that one. And I think the third one was the same way. It was a lesser amount, but it wasn't as inclusive. And so unless you purchase the $78,000 ones, which had an ongoing expense of about $15,000 a year, I believe it was, you would need to do an RFP and bid. Did I say that right, Rick? Was that about the right amount?
Yes, sir. That was about right. Yes, sir.
Mr. Singleton, let me ask a question. With any of these bids that we have here, can any of them build an app for the city of Bessemer in that bid?
No, ma'am. The proposal was not for an app. Are you? If you're asking if they have the capabilities, that I do not know. But we never discussed any type of application development.
Thank you,
Madam Chair.
Thank you so much, Mr. Singleton. Yes, ma'am, Councilor Crusoe.
Listening at the different quotes that were just mentioned as far as from the 78,000 I remember the young lady, I can't recall her name, that came in from Jefferson County to do a presentation for us. And the next being where Attorney Payton just mentioned the 26,000 to possibly 28,000. With the 26 to 28,000, with your, I guess, research, what is the difference that I guess what is it that the I guess the company that Jefferson County presented to us versus the one with the 26s? You didn't offer any names for the company. Well, can you give me that so I can, I guess, refer directly to what my question is? What's the name of the company with the 26 to $28,000 cost?
That would be Alexa Video, an audio and video.
Okay, does Alexis, do they offer the equipment, or this $28,000? What all does it encompass in comparison to the company that Jefferson County presented to us?
Very good question, Ms. Crusoe. And I touched on this the last meeting, and I'll touch on it again. What we sought was an all-inclusive service that provided equipment and service. So they would manage the stream and would be available for 75 meetings, or the total, I believe, 60 meetings, but we asked for 75. So what we wanted is someone to come in and provide equipment, install equipment, and manage the meetings, each and every meeting that the council called. And there were, and as the city attorney stated, the quote number 3 did not provide the service. Quote number 1 did not provide an all-inclusive service. And however, the Alexa audio and video provided the all-inclusive service that we were seeking. And this is the one that I believe the city attorney, this is the one he's referring that we'll have to bid out to get the level of service that we were looking for. We'll have to bid it out because no one offered that service without a customized package. Full service without customized package. And that's the difference between that service and what the service from the county provided.
Oh, one more question. When you're saying the all-inclusive, that the one from Jefferson County did not offer, what element or component of the all-inclusive that they did not offer?
Full management service. They only offered.
This, okay.
Yes, full management service. The actual service itself, actually conducting the meetings, streaming the meetings, complete streaming of the beginning of the meeting to the end of the meeting, and setting up the meetings and so on and so forth. They did not provide a full service. It was one or the other. However, like I said, as I said, the second quote provided a full service, and that's what we were seeking to bring a full service system or a complete package in, opposed to having be lacking in one area or another.
Okay, some of the equipment that was presented with the first company, have we checked to see whether Alexa offer or the services that they provide, will it utilize some of the equipment that was presented with the Jefferson County's presentation?
Each company presented their own equipment that supported the package that they offered.
And once more, and I'll be done with this. As far as with Alexa, is it in a way Alexa, they could come before the council to let us see what it is that they're offering? Is that possible?
I'm not really sure that would be appropriate if we're going to bid it out. That would be a city attorney's area there. But if we're going to bid it out, I think that would be the first course of action before we actually start bringing anyone in. That's my personal opinion.
Okay, no problem. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Yes, sir, Councilor Matthews.
guess what raises my question, the question that I have, how are we obtaining these services, the level of services, without bidding it out? And are they saying what they offer versus what we want? I think it just, we're gonna do a vehicle, we bid it out. We're gonna do a whatever. We want 2 radiators, 2 radios, a CD player. And I guess I'm saying it like that. Why don't we tell the providers or the persons that rendering these services what we want and compare apples to apples without 3 or 4 different companies saying, well, we'll do this for 12 months. We'll do this for 7 months. We'll live stream. We'll put a camera in the corner. Why don't we put out what we want and let them dance to our music, opposed to us trying to filter through 75 meetings or 60 meetings and all that? We just put out how many meetings we want them to do, whether it's live stream with the volume up, with the volume down. I mean, because it's like we just spitting in mud, going around without putting it out for bid, comparing apples to apples. That's just my opinion.
So, Mr. Matthews, this is Shan. As to your question of how you could purchase it without bidding, you either have to buy an item, like you said, off, like even a motor vehicle, off the state bid list,
Right.
or off an approved cooperative.
Right.
So I think the first version was tantamount to a vehicle being able to be bought off the state bid list. The other ones were not on a state bid list or an approved contract. So that's what Mr. Singleton and I discussed last week, was just going on and do our own RFP and bid it according to state bid law.
Counselors, any other counselor?
Madam Chair.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Singleton, is these the only 3 companies that you have reached out to, or that have reached out to you that you know of?
Those are only 3 individuals I've spoken to, Council
No,
Alexander.
no. That's not what I asked. I asked, is these the only 3 companies that reached out to you, or have any other company reached out to you that you know of?
Not that I know of.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I think that sounds, any other counselor? You're absolutely right, Councilor Matthew. We are spinning in mud. We're just spinning in mud. We've been spinning in mud for years, almost 2 years now. We're just spinning around and around and around. We're playing word games. We're playing number games. We're playing equipment games. Now, on last week, as I told Mr. Singleton, I've been looking locally as well. On last week, I had a company to come in who looked at the multipurpose room as well as the council chambers. And I was just amazed at what I was told. All of this we're talking about, all of this equipment we're talking about, all of this stuff, we don't need all that. We don't need all that. But I am only one vote on this body. I would suggest, as Councilor Matthews say, let's put it out for an RFP. Let them know what we want and let them come up to what we want. The reason I asked, did either of these companies, were they willing to build an app in their in the amount that they had already quoted us? There is a local business here in the city of Bessemer/Birmingham, because they sit on the line, that is willing to build an app for the city of Bessemer. That is how the Bessemer City School System have their Facebook Live through this company. And it's nowhere near any of the prices that was given to us today. As a matter of fact, it's $10,000 shy of the last price that was given to us today. I would ask, let us start. We'll have a meeting. Attorney Payton. Attorney Payton.
Yes, ma'am.
That RFP, if we have a special call meeting, how soon can that RFP go out?
Well, Rick needs to prepare it, and that's what we discussed. And he said he was capable of preparing the RFP. So I would say, let's get that prepared. And I would think it could go out immediately once he prepares the RFP. Let's get the RFP prepared and then submit it to the council for your review. How about that?
That's fine. Mr. Singleton, can you have that RFP ready for planning session next week?
Madam President. Madam President.
Sir, Mayor Gurley. Yes, sir.
Look, in all due respect to the comments that everybody and stuff is making, I think we're all over the place because we don't actually know exactly what we're asking for. Now, to ask and stuff for an RFP to be done, we've talked about Alexa. We've talked about the company that the county and stuff, the Helen Hayes from the county had brought to us. Yeah, we're all over the place because what Alexa's bringing and what the company from the county and stuff is bringing, the equipment and stuff and software wise is totally different. And so I don't understand. Maybe Mr. Singer can make me understand how can he do an RFP and stuff on something that we have not even come up with a general idea of exactly what we want. You say you got a company that can do something for 10,000. He said he's got a company and stuff that
no, I did not say that.
26,000.
No. Let's stop that right there.
Well,
no, I did not say that. I said we have been in contact.
Well, my error then.
If you will
My error.
If you just let me speak, I'll repeat it over, Mayor Gully. What I stated was this, and I've already talked to Mr. Singleton some weeks ago and told him that I was looking, and he said he was looking as well, someone local, and I told him I thought we were on the same brainwave, but apparently not. Now, what I stated was the company that's here on the borderlines of Birmingham, Bessemer, comes $10,000 shy of the last amount that Mr. Singleton gave us, which was 28,000, 29,000. That's what I stated, Mayor Gully. And with Mr. Singleton being the expert and being over IT, I would think as much as we've been talking about it, and he would be gathering information to know what we want with him being over IT. You understand? With him being the supervisor of the IT department. I would think that as much as and as long as we've been talking about this, and we've been talking about this with several companies and several businesses that has been there to see what we need, and if they can tell us what we need, I would think he could write an RFP with his eyes closed, Mayor Gully.
Well, I'm not so sure, and I'm not so confident as you are, because number one is that everything that has been presented has not been the same thing. We had three companies with three different proposals, Councilor Donald. So I don't see how we could ask someone to write a proposal with RFP with three different proposals. I think Mr. Singleton, let me hear from you. And so at what particular point now do we go back, we look at each one of these three proposals that you've gotten, the individuals that sent you, and decipher through that exactly what we need to go ahead and make this a reality? Because yes, I will agree. And so with one thing, we've been spinning in mud with this and stuff too long. And so I agree with that comment, whoever and stuff said it. But the bottom line and stuff is that, what I don't want and stuff to get into is Mr. Singleton write an RFP for something. Then we come back, we got to argue and stuff, the fact and stuff again, that what and stuff Mr. Singleton wrote wasn't and stuff correct. I don't know. Mr. Singleton, help us get from point A to point B here, because I don't see it and stuff in this.
Yes, sir. If I may, just give everyone some insight into my thought process here. And throughout all the conversations we've had, what I understood we wanted to do was to be able to stream the council meetings live from, and very similar to what Jefferson County does. And we want to do the planning session and we want to do the council meeting. So what I sought was I reached out to vendors that had proven, that have done similar things in the local area, and also reached out to Swag IT. And I gathered that intelligence, I gathered that information, and I aligned it to what I had been hearing that we wanted to do in the city of Bessemer, which was we wanted to be able to stream live to Facebook, to any platform, but particularly we want to stream live from Facebook, every council meeting that we have. And we want to do it without issues. And so these are the thoughts in my mind that I want to seek out some proven companies that have longevity with the equipment and who also can provide the service. So, and after speaking with Mr. Payton last week, and he, and we discussed these couple of these things, and he said, okay, can we put together an RFP based on what we want to do? And based on these three proposals we have, can we put this out and let any and everyone bid on it and let them bring to the table what we want, which is similar to what Councilor Matthews said. So that's we're at the end of this process, in my opinion. As I discussed this with the city attorney, is that we can put together this RFP. We know what we want now, or we know how to make it happen. Or better yet, I'm very familiar with to make this happen, on how to make this happen. I'm not familiar with some of these other things I've heard today. However, based on what we're trying to do and what I understood we're trying to do, which is stream these meetings through Facebook without issues, I think we have a good understanding how to make that happen, and I'm confident we can write an RFP to make that happen. And with the equipment and hardware based on the intelligence, based on information we pulled so far. And that is what my take is on this, and where I am as far as this process is, or as far as the Facebook Live or streaming to Facebook Live.
Madam Chair, I'm sorry, Madam Chair.
Yield to Councilman Marshall.
Thank you.
I didn't hear you there, Councilman Marshall.
Oh, okay, thank you. I can appreciate what Mr. Singleton is saying in terms of his interaction with the other companies, but I guess what sticks in my mind is what Councilor Matthews said earlier. I still don't really know if we know exactly what it is we want. And to build an RFP, not knowing that, how do you build an RFP? I mean, maybe I'm missing something. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
Is that Councilor Collier?
Yes, ma'am. I was just wanting to say, why don't we just take this into planning session next week and discuss it in detail exactly what we want. And we can give Mr. Singleton a better direction on how we feel about what we're expecting.
Councilor Collier, Mr. Singleton knows exactly what we're expecting. He just stated it. He is very aware of how to build an RFP, and he can build an RFP, and he knows exactly what we want, Councilor Collier. But if you can't say he doesn't know what he just said he knew, and he said he was very confident in building an RFP, Councilor Collier. He just said it. But if this body wants to take it into, if this body, listen to me well, if this body wants to take it to a planning session next week, that is fine with me, Councilor Collier.
Madam Chair.
Yes, sir.
And what I was speaking on again was everything changes every week. Just like today, you went to an app.
You're not here every week.
Excuse me? I'm here every week.
You're not here.
I'm here every
Yes, sir,
week.
thank you. Go ahead, Councilor.
I'm here every week.
Go.
You could tell the ignorance of a president when they speak this way. And I do mean that.
Madam Chair,
I'm just saying, making those statements.
Thank you so much, Councilor.
Untrue statements.
Go ahead and complete your statement.
Untrue statements. And then what I was saying
Go ahead and complete your statement.
if you will let me speak, I will.
Yes, sir. Go ahead and complete your statement.
If you will let me complete, can I just complete without you saying anything? I appreciate it.
Oh no, sir. You can't tell me what to say, but I can say you can go ahead and complete.
But you won't let me complete.
Just pull the roll. Just pull the roll call. That's all y'all have to do. Just pull the roll and see who's been here and see who's not been here. It shouldn't be even an argument about it. Just let's pull the roll.
You could pull the roll on me.
Councilor Alexander.
The only time I missed meet is during COVID. You could pull the roll on me.
Let's not. Councilor Collier.
But we gonna play these games. Go ahead and play these games, because that's all it is, another game.
Let me say this, Councilor Collier.
It's a game.
I do apologize for even
you don't have to apologize. You don't mean it. You don't have to apologize.
Go ahead.
Point of order, please.
Madam Chair, can we move item 6 to the Madam Chair? Can we move item 6 to planning session, please?
Yes, sir. Item 6 can go to planning session. Thank you so much. Item number 7, Ms. Taylor.
Item 7, update on bonus/longevity for employees.
Madam Chair.
Placed on Councilor Alexander. Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. I placed that on. The last council meeting, we talked about the employees' bonuses and how we would work it. We didn't say a number because Councilor Collier said we didn't come up with a number. It was only a couple of us that came up with a number. And I asked Attorney Payton to go back to see how other municipalities disbursed their funds. I know for a fact Tuscaloosa have disbursed funds, Pleasant Grove has disbursed funds, Birmingham disbursed funds. A lot of other municipalities around us have disbursed funds, and I'm trying to see has Attorney Payton came up with the feedback to what we need to do, since we did get the money, since the money is in the bank now to pay the employees. And I'm asking that we put this as well again on planning session, so we can, as a collective body, go around the table to see what we are able to pay these employees.
Attorney Payton, are you on the line?
Yes,
Attorney
ma'am.
Payton. Okay, did we get an answer?
I've seen other cities do it. I have not seen any ordinances yet or how exactly they've done it, but I'll have you something about planning session.
Can you have it before planning session in our packet on Thursday, please? That give us time enough to read it over the weekend, just like the insurance. Can we get that so we can be well prepared on Tuesday? Thank you.
I'll do my best, but it is Tuesday now. And I can't promise you I'll have you something by Thursday afternoon, but I'll do my best.
Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Yes, sir. Councilor Marshall. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Help me understand.
I'll try.
Okay, thank you. How it's become Attorney Payton's role to determine how the money is distributed, rather than the mayor's role giving a recommendation, or we discuss it in the council and come up. I can understand if there's an ordinance or something of that nature needed, then Attorney Payton, but in terms of determining how much, I thought that was going to kind of be in the bailiwick of the council, working along with the mayor to take care of that item. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair, I did say that.
Counselor Alexander, please let me answer that question, please. Councilor Marshall, it is in the purview of the council to work with the mayor to work out a plan for our employees. However we want to call it, longevity bonus, or however it is. It is. I think it was just a mistake in saying that it was Attorney Payton's place to say how much, because the last meeting that we had, it wasn't stated that it was Attorney Payton's place to say how much we give the employees. What it was, some cities just gave across the board, hypothetically, $7,000 across the board. Some cities gave 5 and above 7, 5 and below 5. That's what I think Councilor Alexander asked of Attorney Payton, was to look at it and see how Birmingham did theirs and then bring it back to the council so we would be in the right legally the way we disperse the funding. That's how that was done, Councilor Marshall.
Well, you know, I see Attorney Payton, of course, you know, dealing with the fact of longevity or bonus, that, you know, helping us make a decision on that. But in terms of the amount, of course, that would be something I believe that the council will work along with the mayor on. So absolutely. I think appropriately, yeah, it should be on the planning session. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Councilor Marshall.
Madam Chair.
Yes, ma'am, Councilor Crusoe.
Just a little clarity with that. As you just stated, when the request was given to Attorney Payton, it was mainly to handle the legal ramifications of this bonus / longevity, as it was with the CARES Act. It was Attorney Payton that came back and said that, you know, we can only do a one-time longevity, and he sought out the legal aspects of us being able to do that. So on the last meeting that we had and the last discussion that we had concerning a bonus or longevity pay for the city employees, that's when it was kind of asked of Attorney Payton to do some research and bring some information back to the council. So if we had to mimic, I guess your programs or I guess standards which have been practiced by other municipalities, that's the only aspect of this discussion that's been asked of Attorney Payton, Council Marshall, as far as in the amount and distribution, or what day, what time, or what amount. I think we're all clear on that being amongst the mayor and ourselves on getting that done. It was just asked that Attorney Payton look at the legal aspects to make sure that we were within our right as far as in going forth to do a bonus or longevity pay for the citizens here in the city of Bessemer.
Madam Chair.
Councilor Marshall.
No, I was just clarifying something that was said earlier. Madam Chair, can we move on to the other portion of the agenda? I mean, these are items that I think initially should have been on planning session anyway, but may we move on to item 8, Madam Chair? Thank you.
Madam Chair, you did say you was gonna go back to the announcements. You did
for
say
the mayor,
that.
yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. That's where I'm going now, Councilor. Mayor Gully. Mayor Gully.
Madam President, yes, thank you. As many of you know, we had an incident with Tractor Supply Company and so on last evening. I wanted Chief Roper and stuff to come on and give us and give you all an update and stuff of where we were and so relevant and stuff to that. Whereby if you have any questions and so concerning that situation, you can do that at this time. I made Chief Roper available. Chief Roper, are you available?
Good morning, Mayor. I am available. I'm on.
Okay. If you will, please give us a kind of version of what happened and stuff last night, and if the council has any questions, and so then Chief Roper can answer them at this time. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you so much.
Good morning to the entire council.
How are you? Good.
I'm here this morning. On last evening at about 7:52 p.m., the police department received a burglar alarm call at Tractor Supply located on Academy Drive. Upon officers responding to this location and conducting a search of the building, officers encountered an armed suspect inside the building. The officers then backed out and set up a perimeter around the building, and our special response team was called out. We had a good bit of phone conversation with the individual inside. He led us to believe that he had a hostage inside of the building with him. But after accounting for all of Tractor Supply employees, it was determined that he was the only one inside. So we deployed some less lethal methods to try to flush the subject out of the building. And about 3:15 this morning, the subject ran out of one of the side doors and he was taken into custody without incident. And he was armed. He was armed with a pistol. And I would just like to say, I think my officer showed great restraint in this. And I mean, we negotiated with this guy for over 6 hours. But it all ended peacefully, and I'm glad of that.
Wonderful.
But we do have the one individual in custody in our jail.
Wonderful.
Any question?
Thank you, Chief Roper.
Madam Chair.
I think I heard Crusoe first.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First, I want to say I give kudos to to you, Chief Roper, and the Bessemer Police Department for the way that that situation was handled. Also in total agreement with you, I mean, because it could have been a catastrophe. We could have lost officers, or even this suspect could have lost I guess his or her life. We'll say his life. Again, kudos to you, Chief Roper, and the City of Bessemer's police officers and everyone else who was involved on bringing some resolution to this situation peacefully. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Councilor Matthews.
Yes, Madam Chair. Well, a lot that I was going to say, Councilor Crusoe said it, but hats off to the kudos and all to the Bessemer Police Department, because my wife and I was on our way home when the incident was going on. It went on for several hours, as Chief stated. Good job. Perimeter was sealed off where anybody else couldn't get inside that perimeter to be in harm's way. And good job. And I think a lot of neighbors were locked and loaded just in case it spilled over into the community. But all in all, it was a good job by Bessemer's finest. Thank you, Chief, you and your guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Matthews. I'd like to add too that we want to give thanks to the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department for their Star One helicopter. They assisted us also, and would also like to thank the Vestavia Hills Police Department. they had a piece of equipment that we needed that helped us to clear that building without a body going in first. But they had a robot that it really came in handy. I want to just thank Vestavia Hills and Jefferson County Sheriff's Department.
That is great. We thank all of you, Chief. We thank the Bessemer's finest. As I said again, Bessemer is a great city to live in. We thank you, Chief, for your leadership of the police department. We thank Jefferson County for that Star One helicopter, and we thank Vestavia Hills for that robot. Thank you so much, Chief. Thank you, Mayor. Is there anything else, Mayor Keller?
Yes, Madam President, just one other recognition I'd like to make. I got a call this morning, longtime business owner, Mr. Ronnie March, and so passed away this morning. I got a call about 8 o'clock. So pray for that family stuff as well. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you so much. We will be praying for Mr. Ronnie Martin. Mr. Martin has been around for a long time. A long time. Item number 8, Ms. Taylor.
Granted extensions, list attached.
Ms. Hall, are you on the line?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well, yourself. Thank you.
I am good. Counselors, did you get your list? Counselors? Right, the stuff is so small, I can't see it. Is this Jefferson Avenue, Ms. Hall?
Yes, ma'am. It's 206 Jefferson Avenue as well as 204 Jefferson Avenue.
Okay, what is that, 7?
The status is no action on both properties.
Okay. Now, Ms. Hall, this 3416 Arlington.
Councilor Donald, that's the next item, item 9. On the granted extension,
Okay.
just 2 properties listed.
I got you. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. You know I wear glasses.
Madam President,
Yes,
I move
ma'am.
that the 2 items be cut that show.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second that the granted extension items be cut. I need a roll call, Ms. Taylor.
Counselor Alexander.
Aye.
Counselor Collier.
Aye.
Counselor Crusoe.
Aye.
Counselor Marshall.
Aye.
Counselor Thigpen.
Aye.
Counselor Matthews.
Aye.
Counselor Donald.
Aye.
7 ayes, no nays. The motion carries.
Thank you. Item number 9, please.
July 20th, 2021, weed nuisance status report. This is a hearing.
The hearing, Ms. Coleman, is there anyone in the council chambers that has a letter concerning their property?
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir.
I am in the chamber. There are no citizens in the chamber.
Okay, you're in the chamber. Thank you so much, Councilor Marshall.
You're welcome.
Madam
Councilors, there are no, yes, ma'am.
On this particular item, the hearing was scheduled for September 7th at 7 p.m.
Yes, ma'am.
But because of the Zoom meeting at 10 a.m., the time was altered. So the initial notice of week ordinance violation stated 7 p.m. and not 10 a.m.
Okay. So you're asking if we can reschedule this hearing?
Yes, ma'am, if possible, so that I can re-notify the individuals with the correct hearing
Yes,
date and
ma'am.
time.
Will you give us a date, Ms. Hall?
Yes, ma'am. I have a question for Attorney Payton. Would I need to do 30 days or 2 weeks would be sufficient, or?
Let me look real quick. I think the 2 weeks would be fine, but I want to, we actually have, it'd be best, let's do 30 days. Let's do 30 days. Let me look at one thing that I want to look at, that, the governor's order, and see how long it's in effect for.
Will that run into that's the one that we're getting ready to set today? Would they both be on the same day, or they will be different, Attorney Payton?
She typically requests a date. When are you requesting a date on this other one?
Well, that's why I asked you the question, because I wasn't sure I would need time to run it in the Resident Star for 2 consecutive weeks as well.
Yeah, I think it's 15 days, isn't it? So, well, what I'm looking to see is how long this order is going to last. Let me see.
Okay.
The new order, the governor, if it had an end date. I don't know. Okay, so there's no end date to this. So I don't know how long we're going to be under these, allowing the Zoom meetings. Why don't we do this? Why don't you go on and do it? To be better safe than sorry, let's do the third Tuesday in October, because that meeting time and date doesn't change.
Okay, October 19th.
Yeah. And that way we'll have the correct notice and the correct advertisement no matter what.
Okay.
Is that for both of them?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, for number 9, we'll reschedule the weed nuisance. And for number 10, the weed nuisance report set hearing date will be October the 19th, 2021 at 10. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Counselors? Counselors?
So you're saying item 10 is going to be,
Item 9 will be rescheduled to October the 19th. Item 10 will be set for the same day, October the 19th, 2021 at 10. I need a motion and a second, please.
Item 10, we extended it until, I moved that we extended it until October 19th.
Second.
So that's item
10.
Wait a minute, item number 9 is being rescheduled to October the 19th, 2021. And item number 10 is being set for October the 19th, 2021.
Okay.
Is that correct, Ms. Is that correct, Ms. Holmes?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Okay, number
Thank you
9,
so much.
item 9. continued until October the 19th. I move that.
Second.
Has
And
been properly moved. We'll reschedule. Hold on, let's do it one at a time.
Yeah.
That we will reschedule the weed nuisance status report from today's date, September the 7th, to October the 19th, 2021 at 10. Give me a roll call, Ms. Taylor.
Counselor Alexander.
Aye.
Counselor Collier.
Aye.
Counselor Crusoe.
Aye.
Counselor Marshall.
Aye.
Counselor Thigpen.
Aye.
Counselor Matthews.
aye.
Counselor Donald.
Aye.
7 ayes, no nays. The motion carries.
Thank you so much. Now, Ms. Hall, you can go ahead and set that hearing date for item number 10, please.
Madam
Okay,
Chair.
Yes,
Oh.
sir.
Oh, I thought you were ready for a motion to set the date for October the 19th.
I was going to let Ms. Hall go ahead and set it, and then I'll call for the motion. Ms. Hall.
Yes, ma'am. On item number 10, I would like to request the hearing date be set for the third Tuesday in October, which is October the 19th at 10 a.m. October the 19th at 10 a.m., please.
So moved.
Need a second, please.
Second.
Second.
Has been properly moved and second that we will set a weed nuisance report hearing date for October the 19th, 10 a.m., 2021. Roll call, Ms. Taylor.
Counselor Alexander.
Aye.
Counselor Collier.
Aye.
Counselor Crusoe.
Aye.
Counselor Marshall.
Aye.
Counselor Thigpen.
Aye.
Counselor Matthews.
Aye.
Counselor Donald.
Aye.
7 ayes, no nays. The motion carries.
Item number 11, please.
Alabama League of Municipalities Economic Development Academy Resolution.
Counselors, you have your resolutions in your packet. Counselor Matthews, would you like to explain that for me, please?
Yeah, it brings me great pleasure to expound on this one. This is something that the league and the executive committee has been working toward, and the director as well, executive director Greg Cochran. This is something that's going to be good for all of our municipalities that take part in this. And I can only attest to Bessemer. It'll be good for our the growing business atmosphere that we have in Bessemer. Even engages our community college, Lawson State Community College, which would be a part of this academy. Utility partners, and it says it in the press release. The utility partners, the college presidents, Chancellor Jimmy Baker, who's going to want to show his junior colleges off, but primarily Lawson State, the Bessemer campus, where Dr. Cynthia Anthony is our president. This will be good using a team model and concept, which compose of some elected officials and whomever we set, and the corridor, Lakeshore corridor, Morgan Road corridor, Academy Drive, and I will say this: I know Ruby Tuesdays is a sore eye, but we're gonna work on that. But on a positive note, we're gonna have a new Applebee's coming soon, along with our new Starbucks. So the business climate in the city of Bessemer, I think, is well worth the $2,500 per city that this is going to cost. And every city that take part in this, and there's a lot of cities, and the date you see on the document has been extended to the 15th of this month, because when it came out, cities had already, like us, had our last council meeting, and it would have been several municipalities left out. So to that end, the document speaks for itself. Neil Wade, he will be one of our partners as well. He, the former head of the Alabama Economic Development Office. So Alabama Power, and the list goes on and on. So it's going to be four colleges in central Alabama will take part in this academy. And I'm just proud that it is coming to fruition. It's been in the workings for over a year now. So you all see the type of resolution we have. I definitely would like to be a part of it. So it's open now for discussion. And the president and I have talked about it, the mayor and I have talked about it. So I think with the corridors that I mentioned, we hold the ace in our hands because cities around Jefferson County and the state envy us for what's going on, and we need to keep this climate and this economic development going at the pace that it's going. Any questions?
Thank you, Councilor.
Madam
Thank
Chair.
you, Councilor Matthews. Yes, sir. Councilor Marshall.
Councilor Matthews, just a couple of questions. It says from each municipality, the mayor and his designee or some other appointed official, and then it says 2 council members. Is that right?
Yeah, it does say 2 council members, but it can be 3, but not 4, because I spoke with a good question, because I spoke with Lori and Line, and we're trying not to get over 3 council members because we didn't want it to be a quorum. But we can, the Ethics Commission does allow council members to go to conventions, but in this instance, this is an economic development academy, but it can be it can be 3 council members, the mayor and the mayor designee, and I guess that was one of the highlights that prompted me to say that I think 4 would be too many. And again, it's clear that when we go to conventions, and whether it's Alabama League or NLC, it can be the whole council. But when you go into an economic development summit or a development class or college like this, you have 4 council members. Yeah, that's a gray area there. So I wouldn't suggest over 3.
Okay. The other question I had, it says something about an application process.
Yeah.
Now,
okay. And that application process is just merely having those 5 individuals' names and the $2,500. That's basically the application process, and of course the resolution approved by this body.
Okay, so how do we choose the 2 council members?
That's
don't we have to do that?
Yeah, we have to do that. That's why I probably brushed through it right quick. I said I would like to be a part of it. So,
right.
But
no, you didn't brush through it. I heard you.
Yeah,
I heard.
And I mean, it's we do have to approve it, and I would hope we would be I guess objectable and think this through and choose the council members who you so chooses, But yeah.
Okay, so is
We
there
have until
something?
the 15th. We have until the 15th. That's the drop dead date.
Okay, okay. Okay, so is this something that we need to talk about in planning session or what?
If you so desires, that's fine with me. I just wanted to put it out there early enough so we wouldn't be behind the 8 ball. We
Yeah.
can. I wanted to have plenty of time if anyone had any questions or
Well, I suppose the other question can be if there's somebody who truly wants to be on it to volunteer, and if we want to go along with whoever wants to volunteer, and it doesn't exceed 2 people, then there's a process that we need to go through in terms of choosing who those 2 people are. I don't know through nominations or what.
Well, and as I stated, I spoke with Parker at the league and Lori, and they just suggested no more than 3. And the mayor, and I just give you for instance, just say if the mayor, of course, and if he wanted Mr. Norris or Mr. Ward or anyone else who he chooses, and then there can be 3 council members, no more than. So that was the last conversation we had, because some council members is 4 council members and 4 council members on the mayor. Some it just depends on the population of the city. So, but for I would say 3 council members, the mayor and his designee.
If
so.
Thank you, Councilor Matthews. Thank you, Councilor Marshall. I would like to be a volunteer myself. I would like to join that team with that Economic Development Academy. Myself being on that end, on the very end of the map, which will connect District 7 and District 2. I would like to be a part of this team. Councilor, who was that? Alexander.
No, I didn't say anything.
That was
no, ma'am.
Oh,
I didn't say anything.
That was
okay, I'm
Big
sorry. Okay, hey, Councilor Thigpen, go ahead. Was that you, Councilor Thigpen?
Just one $2,500 fee.
Yes, ma'am. One
that covers all of it.
That covers all 5. It's not $500 a piece either, but it's just a flat
right
$2,500. Yeah.
And when is this going to take place?
Well, it wouldn't take, and that's a good question too. It wouldn't be it's going to be several meetings throughout the year. It won't be a Monday through Thursday affair. It may be one in October, one in January, one in March, one in April. They'll be staggered, but you'll know plenty independent time to schedule it. So it'll be stacked. They'll be staggered.
Okay. I would love to do it, but at this point, I've got so much going on, and I'm not sure I could commit to it, spread out over the next year. Being grandma, being a nana, I don't want to overcommit myself, and it sounds very interesting.
Madam Chair. Madam Chair.
Yes, sir.
In reading over this last night, I saw where it mentioned an orientation and then like 4 one-day sessions. Am I correct on that, Councilor Matthews?
Yeah, 4 one-day sessions, and they will not, as I stated, be one Monday in the same week. They will be spread it out, Councilor Thigpen. It wouldn't be
You think I can manage it, huh? I would love to do it. You know, I would really like to do it. I think it would be good to have some diversity.
Yeah.
Throw that out there.
I concur as well, and with the economic development that's going on Lake Shore and Morgan Road, it would be quite an eye opener. And as I stated, we're being envied throughout this state because of the economic development that's going on. Mayor Gully, I don't know if you've heard the same sentiments that I've had. How are you all getting all of this stuff? I mean, that's what they say. But that's what's going on, and it's real. And so, but anyway, I'm done. Any more questions?
Okay.
Councilor,
Councilor Matthews, Madam President.
Yes, sir.
Councilor Matthews, I think all of us have heard that sentiment, but you know, I too just want to say I think with all of the economic and community development that's going on and stuff in our city, I think we can take advantage of this more so than any city in the state of Alabama right now, because I don't think anybody is experiencing the growth that we're currently experiencing here in the city of Bessemer. So I will concur. I like to see us participate in this effort as well. Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Yes, sir, Councilor Marshall.
I would like to also volunteer. There's no anyone else. I would be interested.
Now that's 4.
That's going to be a quorum.
No, but Councilor Matthews said that was not an issue in this case, right?
No, I did. I said it is an issue in this case because this is just the Economic Development Academy. But with the Alabama League and the National League, that's sanctioned by the Ethics Commission. So that's not but if we do this in our city, 4 of us going to Lawson State, 3 of us, that's fine. But with 4 of us going to these community colleges right around here, that's something that the league attorney and legal, they frowned on when I brought that up. So
they say that would constitute an open meeting?
It's a gray area. That's what I would.
Can you get them to clear up that gray area?
I don't think I can do that.
No. I mean,
well,
it's not like it's something that's coming back to this council to vote on. I understand if 4 of us get together and talk about something that's going to come before the council, then we're violating Open Meeting Act if we haven't published a meeting notice.
Let me just answer that in short. If 4 of us go, then we cutting out the mayor's designee. You see, it can't be. If it's 3 of us, it's the mayor and his designee that makes a total of 5. But if we say 4 of us and the mayor, then it won't have a mayor's designee.
Well, we've said you, the mayor, Councilor Thigpen, and myself, so that's only 4. I didn't think that the designee was counted. It is either the mayor or his designee.
Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
One moment, Mayor Gully. It was actually Jesse Matthews, Cynthia Donald Thigpen, Mayor Gully, and his designee. Mayor Gully, go ahead.
Madam President, it was the mayor or his designee. But Attorney Payton might want to correct me on that. Anytime that 4 council members come together, regardless of the issue, that still dictates an open meeting. So I don't think that would be able. I don't think that would be able to be done under the Open Meetings Act, because anytime 4 of you come together in a room, then that constitutes a meeting. But I leave that to the legal. But it wasn't the mayor and his designee. It was the mayor or his designee, to my understanding.
And Madam Chair.
Well, Mayor reading it and speaking to Lori, reading it, it was the mayor and his designee. From what we can gather, it was the mayor.
Okay, well, I'll accept that then.
Yes, it was
Madam
the mayor
Chair.
and just one moment, please. It was the mayor and his designee. Was it Councilor Marshall I heard first?
No, look, I'll just take my name out.
Okay, Councilor Alexander.
Can we move this to
Councilor
planning
Alexander.
session, please? I mean, we've been talking about this for the last 15 minutes. This is something that needs to be moved to planning session. That way, we can go ahead and vote or do whatever we need to do to see who the designee is gonna be and get the legal advice we need.
We can't vote in planning session. And
No,
you all
I'm not.
talking about moving
Can we not have a special?
planning.
I'm sorry. Can we not have a special meeting? Like Council Marshall said, to go ahead and vote on the insurance. Can we not add that to the special meeting next week once Mr. Petway comes?
I'm fine with that, Councilor Alexander. If this body is fine with that, I'm fine with that.
I actually think that's a good idea. Let's move on.
Okay, we can move on. If this body states so, we'll add this to the special meeting along with the insurance on next Tuesday.
And whatever the outcome is, let's make sure we send it straight to Montgomery next Tuesday after the meeting, because the next day is the deadline. Okay, that's all. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you so much, Councilor Matthews. Item number 12, Ms. Taylor, item number 12.
A resolution amending resolution number 889-21, adopted on July 20th, 2021.
Ms. Taylor, go ahead and read that resolution.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Resolution amending resolution number 889-21, a resolution awarding bid for Powder Plant Lane Roadway Improvement Project to the lowest responsible bidder. Whereas on July 20th, 2021, the City Council of the City of Bessemer, Alabama, adopted resolution number 889-21, a resolution awarding bid for Powder Plant Lane Roadway Improvement Project to the lowest responsible bidder. And whereas paragraph 3 and item 2 of resolution number 889-21 states adjacent property owner to the project location have dedicated $68,341.73 toward the completion of the project, leaving a remaining balance of $76,649.27 to be paid by the city. And whereas paragraph 3 and item 2 of resolution number 889-21 should have stated adjacent property owners to the project location have dedicated $58,341.73 toward the completion of the project, leaving a remaining balance of $86,649.27 to be paid by the city. And whereas the City Council of the City of Bessemer, Alabama desires to amend paragraph 3 and item 2 to read, adjacent property owners to the project location have dedicated $58,341.73 toward the completion of the project, leaving a remaining balance of $86,649.27 to be paid by the city. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Bessemer, Alabama as follows. 1, the paragraph 3 and item number 2 of resolution number 889-21 is hereby amended from and after the adoption of this resolution to read, adjacent property owners to the project location have dedicated $58,341.73 toward the completion of the project, leaving a remaining balance of $49.27 to be paid by the city. That in all other respects, resolution number 89-21 shall remain the same. That this resolution shall become effective upon its due adoption as required by law.
Thank you, Mayor Gully. Will this be with EEFS? Mayor Gully. Attorney Payton.
Is Mr. Gilbert on the line?
Madam President, yes. Yeah, I'm gonna allow Mr. Gilbert to talk to that. I was under the impression that he had asked you to take that item and so on, to delete that item. Because I think the lowest bidder at that time and stuff had called his office. Mr. Gilbert. Hello?
That was 14 and 15, was it not, Mayor Gully?
Okay.
Councilor Donald and Mayor Gully, yeah, that was item 14 and 15. But the item 12, the dollars that were provided by the owners along through there were $58,341.73. And when Mr. Foweather had spoke with council, that did match. The original letter they sent in had the $68,000 in there, but they had incurred $10,000 worth of expenses to maintain the road during the meantime. But when Mr. Foweather got up and spoke to council, the $58,341.76 was correct. So when we got ready to award the contract, we just wanted to make sure that those were corrected, and that's what this was doing. I know Ms. Taylor went back and checked, went ahead and checked that recording, and that was found to be true. The $58,341.76 was exactly what the property owners had committed. So this is correcting that up.
And this is Taft funding.
TAP money from that district. TIP money, excuse me.
Yeah,
money.
TIP, not TAP.
Not TAP, TIP.
Yeah.
Yes, it's $58,341.73.
73 cents instead of 76 cents.
Madam Chair.
Councilor? Yes, sir.
Mr. Gilbert, so the numbers are corrected now, right?
Yes, sir. They are correct now.
Yeah. Madam Chair, I move the resolution.
Second.
Has been properly moved and second that the resolution amending resolution number 889-21, a resolution awarding bid for Powder Plant Lane Roadway Improvements Project to the lowest responsible bidder. Roll call, Ms. Taylor.
Councilor Alexander.
Aye.
Councilor Collier.
Aye.
Councilor Crusoe.
Aye.
Councilor Marshall.
Aye.
Councilor Thigpen.
Aye.
Councilor Matthews.
Aye.
Councilor Donald.
Aye.
7 ayes, no nays. The motion carries.
Thank you so much. Item number 13, please.
A resolution waiving the permit fee and issuance fee for vendors of the Magic City Fun Day event.
Councilors, this comes from the Chambers of Commerce. You've read it. If you are in agreement with it, I need a motion and a second.
I
Madam
move the
Chair.
motion. Oh, I'm
Second.
sorry.
That's okay. Second.
Has been properly moved in second that the resolution waiving fees for peddlers participating in the Bessemer Area Chambers of Commerce Marlboro City Family Fun Fest be waived. Any discussion? If not, roll call, Ms. Taylor.
Councillor Alexander,
Aye.
Councillor Collier,
Aye.
Councillor Crusoe,
Aye.
Councillor Marshall,
Aye.
Councillor Thigpen,
Aye.
Councillor Matthews,
Aye.
Councillor Donald.
Aye.
7 ayes, no nays, the motion carries.
Item number 14 and 15 will be removed from the agenda today because the lowest bidder removed their name from the roster. Now, I hope I'm saying this correct. We have to go back and do this over again. Is that correct, Attorney Payton?
We have to go back and look at the next bid, the second bid, to see if they will enter a contract at this time. That will be the way. And if they don't, then I guess at that point we'll need to rebid it. But Mr. Gilbert will need to go back to the second lowest bidder.
Okay, thank you so much. Item number 16, please.
A resolution authorizing payment to EEFS Company PC for June 2021 invoices.
Councilors, you've seen the invoices. Are there any questions and or concerns?
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I move the resolution for payment for EFS.
Second.
Has been properly moved and second that we will pay EEFS $33,796.05 for the month of June 2021. Any discussion? If not, roll call, Ms. Taylor.
Councillor Alexander,
Aye.
Councillor Collier,
Aye.
Councillor Crusoe,
Aye.
Councillor Marshall, Councillor Marshall, Councillor Thigpen,
Aye.
Councillor Matthews,
Aye.
Councillor Donald.
Aye.
There's 6
Aye.
ayes, no nays, the motion carries.
Item number 17, please.
Council members' comments, statements, or motions.
District 1.
Yes, I'd like to ask the prayers of the mayor and the entire city council to keep the Sanders family, the Holmes family, and the Wells family in your prayers as they lost loved ones over this past week and the week before. I'll keep sending everything else to the mayor's office.
District 2.
Yes, first I'd like to thank Mr. Hatter of the Street and Sanitation Department. He did quickly reach out to me to see what the concerns were the last council meeting in my district. And I know he said we were short and they are really working on things. And I want to say thank you. Also, Council Donna, I've been looking into starting a junior council, and I would love to put that on planning session for next week. I've been in touch with the NLC to do the junior council to start one. So I'll have that information for all the councils by planning session of next week, so we can look into doing that for our different districts. And the third thing I wanted to talk about, I was awoken out my sleep. I mean, I had about 30 or 40 calls and texts about a charter school coming to the Bessemer City Airport. And I didn't know about it. I called Council Donald and I called Council Crusoe about it to see that they know about it. It had been a press release, and I read the press release. Well, looking into this, I know that the Board of Education is not an authorized board, but there were no meetings that were sent out or that were held. I called the administrator of this program and I asked him, were there any meetings held? And he told me that along with other counselors that he spoke with, that he spoke with the counselor of that district, the mayor, and another counselor. No other counselors was involved in this. And he said that he only had $2 million to put up for this school. And what frightens me is this money, this will be taken away from our public children, our public school kids. This will be taking money away from them. Also, the land that he said that they were going to build on, it's never been bought before the council. I know that the airport has a board, but ultimately the city owns the property. And also when I asked him, or another, I think he was asked.
Counselor Alexander, you have 1 minute.
Okay. Well, he told me that he didn't have anything set in stone. All he had was a letter of intent. I mean, we could ball up a letter of intent and throw it in the trash. All this was done, all this public awareness and social media and on the news, and all he has is a letter of intent. I'm disgusted about how the process went.
Thank you, Counselor Alexander. If that is something that you want to discuss on planning session, you are more than welcome to place that on planning session so that we can have an open discussion as to how this went and why it went the way it did.
Yes, ma'am. Can you place it on planning? Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. District 2, District 4, District 4, District 5.
I'll continue to send mine through the mayor's office to Terrain.
District 6.
You skipped 5. You didn't skip 5.
You skipped 5.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said 5.
No, but
I think I skipped 4. Okay, I'm sorry. District 5.
I'll continue sending into the mayor's office, and I look forward to us meeting a special call meeting so that we can take care of Councilor Alexander's issue, and we can move forward with the insurance plan for our employees. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you so much. District 6.
And also the Economic Development Academy, Council Marshall. I have to do that sarcastically. Madam Chair, I guess I did mention about Applebee's being demolished in the very, very near future for a new Applebee's in with our new Starbucks coming. That's going to be another enhanced commercial site for us as well. But on I guess from a negative side, Mayor, do you know whether or not the owners of Ruby Tuesdays have been contacted concerning their building that was destroyed by fire? Have you heard anything?
Councilor Matthews, Madam President, yes, they have been contacted. I haven't heard anything regarding what their intentions are.
Okay. Thank you. Guess we'll know about that hopefully pretty soon. I guess it's the first time it has happened and since I've been on council that a piece of machinery catch a fire during a demolition, but no one was hurt. But whenever that, diesel don't burn, but when that hydraulic met that exhaust, the hydraulic lines and the exhaust lines met, that caused, I guess, about a 40-foot fire in a yard in a magnolia tree. So we had that problem on last week, but I'm sure it will be rectified so we can, continue to get the blight out of the community. That's all I have, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. District 7.
Thank you, Madam Chair. On our last meeting, I made mention as far as with the delay of the train on the railroad tracks. And I think I know I left it, I asked a question of Attorney Payton to check on it to see what were the stipulations or possible consequences that the railroad could be held accountable as far as locking the traffic of the city. Did we ever get anything back concerning that, Attorney Payton?
I don't recall being asked that question, but the railroads are, they have their attitude, and my understanding of the law is that the railroads own the tracks, and what they've told us in the past, if we don't want our cars involved with the railroad tracks, to build an overpass to go over them. So we don't have any authority to condemn railroad track or cause them to stop their trains. So it's an age-old problem. Railroads have been around for a long time and were given great powers a long time ago. They even have their own police department.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. As far as with the Bessemer Police Station, Mayor Gully, I received a few phone calls about the response time when the police are called in the community concerning issues. So if you will, I guess, show a little attention to that, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, as far as with Mr. Bobby Clayton, with the trucks parked and at the grocery store here in my district, I know I've asked as far as with the environmental services or an officer or someone go out to speak with him regarding that blight that they're creating here in District 7. I would love to get an update concerning that. I hadn't heard anything. And with the tree cutting company for the city of Bessemer, particularly District 7, we have a lot of, and I see that some work has been done here as far as in the trimming of some trees, and I greatly appreciate that. But I also would like to receive the information concerning whether we had a contract with an external company with the trimming of trees here in the city of Bessemer. Also, an update on the status of the Sweet House. Did we ever get an appraisal or anything concerning the Sweet House?
Madam President, Council Crusoe, I'll check on that. I tried approximately 3 appraisals. I was able to find an appraiser. I don't know, and so where he is relevant to that, but I'll get an update and I'll give you one and stuff as well, or the council one as well.
Okay, not a problem. Madam President, if you don't mind, can you put the Sweet House on for planning session, I guess, for an update and also some ideas for that property here in District 7. Everything else I will continue to forward to the mayor's office, and thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you so much. District 3-1 will continue to forward all things to the mayor's office. We do want to thank Mr. Hatter. They have been working very hard over in District 3 with what staff they have. I'm always appreciative to see staff working as they've been working over in District 3. Thank you so much. They even worked over there Saturday. So I truly thank you all for that. And yes, ma'am, Councilor Crusoe, we will add that to the planning session. you all just don't start fussing when your planning session goes over and beyond. Counselors, I need to adjourn the meeting. Second and a
roll call.
Madam Chair, I move the meeting adjourned.
Second.
Has been properly moved and second that we will adjourn this meeting. Need a roll call, Ms. Taylor?
Counselor Alexander,
Aye.
Counselor Collier,
Aye.
Counselor Crusoe,
Aye.
Counselor Marshall,
Aye.
Counselor Thickman,
Aye.
Counselor Matthews,
Aye.
Counselor Donald.
Aye. Thank you all and have a great day. Bye-bye.